Well, as we told you earlier in the program, today's stronger than expected retail sales figures have pushed the Australian dollar to its highest level in 2 months at just under $1.03 US. But what does the rest of the year hold for our currency? Tonight, the business's economic experts revisit the predictions they made for the dollar back in January.
We've shifted that currency forecast up slightly to $1.05 against the US dollar. Mainly because of weakness or further weakness in the US dollar, and we think that's the more likely profile for the end of this year. It still looks like US interest rates will remain pretty close to zero, and if anything, there's still some pressure on the central bank there to do more of that liquidity arrangements. It should keep their currency quite weak.
I still think that's not a bad round number to go for. Once again, if I'm wrong on that, I think the currency will be below 90 cents, not above. And the key there really is we've got this sense of global growth slowdown. Recession in Europe, slowdown in the US, and of course slowdown in China and the rest of Asia. We're seeing commodity prices come off. I think the Aussie has got further downside. We need to get further downside to get to 90 cents. It may go through 90 cents.
I still think we're going through a period in our economic history where the dollar's going to be strong, and we're going to be exporting to Asia, buying online from the US and taking our holidays in Italy rather than domestically. I think the dollar could not quite be $1.07, it could be $1.05, but I still think it's going to be above parity at the end of the year.
We're still reasonably comfortable that the Australian dollar is going to hang around in that sort of 100 to 105 range over the course of this year. We have lowered our forecasts a little bit down to around parity at the end of the year, and that again, that's partly related to the RBA cutting the cash rate a little bit more than we thought, but we're reasonably comfortable with around parity to around 105.
If China's economy and economic growth, if that keeps on decreasing like it's predicted to do, I think our exports won't be as strong, and that will bring down the Australian dollar. I think by end of the year, it will be below US parity and will be around 95 US cents.
Well, as we saw a few weeks ago, the dollar can swing dramatically when it's on the move, so it's safe to say all our experts are still in the money with their January forecasts.